from Como, and he's quite short. He's quite like many of the Italian riders, and do you know, like many of the World Championship riders in general now, and to be honest, it's always been like that. They tend to be fairly short guys. You know, people like Baz and particularly Cameo.
Oh, that's Jeremy Granoni.
Yeah, it is.
He's got some spare fairings on already. Of course, still feeling that injury that he picked up back at Phillip Island, but something's gone wrong there for the Frenchman, and that's not good news for him at all, because he's not, of course, set a time yet. Heads on hand.
It's broken gear lever.
Yeah, gear lever's gone.
That's a gear kind of selector shaft there. That's that links the bit you move with your foot to the bit on the gearbox.
Now, Granoni was doing quite well this morning. He's and Tony Elias went.
Yeah, we saw Corti looking down at the back. Then he was looking at the back wheel, back tyre, just wondering if the first thing when you've run over oil, you know you've done that and not crashed, you think, was it my oil? You look down at your feet, you're like, you know, if your feet are slipping off the there we go.
Now that is one of the that's the casing, isn't it? From
where's the bike?
Well, that's a pit board.
Oh, what's happened
Someone's hit a pit board.
That is, I've never seen that before.
Wow, that's something you don't see every day in motorsport. But that's Aragon for Super Pole. The session was red flag just before the break. We weren't quite sure, you know, what happened. To be honest with you, we saw a pit board in sort of bent, and then we saw Jeremy Granoni. What we thought was the gear lever coming off, but we've just seen a replay now, courtesy of our superb production team back in of British Eurosport. We can show you some coverage of what happened, and it is a 1 in a million. I've never seen this in my entire life. No. Jeremy Granoni makes his way onto the start-finish straight.
Yep.
The engine goes. The engine casing comes off and hits the pit board. Bending the pit board. Yep. I mean, there is some lucky people about there, because
in my defence, Steve, the gear lever and linkage was broken, but not through any broken ball. It was because parts of the engine had actually flown off, broken it, and then bent the pit wall, the signal board.
Yes.
I've never seen that before.
So just for confirmation, it is because of the subsequent oil on the circuit as to why we've got a red flag, not necessarily because we've got a bent pit board down on the start-finish straight. An absolutely bizarre incident, really was, but, well...